audio.
Hello, how you doing?
Yeah, not bad. Yourself?
Yeah, I love. So this is another episode of the. Oh, Jesus, because it's so late, I've just got to get this out of my system. Then we can chat. So this is another episode of the Isolation Film Festival podcast where we meet our glorious filmmakers from around the world, and we've changed the show title to the Filmmakers now to make it more, a little bit more friendly for the everyone watching. I don't know if that's right. That'll be okay, I think, for an intro. So how are you doing, Nadia?
Yeah, not bad, thanks. Just had my brekkie and waking up.
Oh yeah, I think I've been working all day and it's been mental. I've had to produce 32 videos for work, and in the space of a week. So it's chaos. It's chaos. Your house is chaos, which I love. Is that like a shared house, or is it what? Please tell me a little bit about you and introduce who you are and what your film is called, because I love it. I absolutely love it, and the energy is perfect in it.
Yeah, sure. So we live in Brunswick in the inner north of Melbourne. There's 5 of us in a beautiful big old share house. Nice garden, lots of sprawl space, communal vibes. It's very nice. And me and another friend, Nicola, decided to do an inter-share house music video competition. So that's where that all came from, and a few of us got involved. But along the way, we made this little film, and basically just had a lot of fun with it. We found a friend with a drone, which helped.
That added some really nice creative. It wasn't just like, oh, here's my drone shot. It was used the right way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was cool because, I am not a filmmaker, and they just bought that drone and wanted to have a go. So it was all just a bit of fun and something new for all of us, which was great. Something none of us have ever really done, to be honest. So new things in isolation.
You've all dressed up. You've all dressed up before, though.
Yeah, we've got a few costumes in this house. Yeah.
Who's it? Michael that. I deem him Freddie Mercury now. Is it Michael that's leading the pack? In the video?
The singer? That's Daniel, actually.
Ah, right. Okay, brilliant.
Yeah.
Daniel nailed it. Yeah.
Sorry.
Daniel did a great job. He actually looks like someone from a British soap from the 90s.
I'll tell him that.
I'll show you a picture before we go. I'm gonna write. He's called Jim McDonald.
Okay.
He was in Coronation Street. I think it's the longest ever running soap. But
I know
it. With his moustache and all of that, I was going, oh my God, it's like a young version of this character.
He's got a pretty sweet look on any day, and the wig definitely helps.
Yeah, and one of the reasons I wanted to ring you was I really appreciate you coming onto the podcast. And I know it's a few weeks since I first initially may have even mentioned it. But it's been crazy, with work and working at home and everything else. But we wanted to try and contact as many of our filmmakers because we want to build a little community of people. And the energy of your film, it was exactly what I think a lot of people need. Because it's usually initially I didn't know what kind of film we were going to get, and now it's been crazy. When you sent your film over, I think it was in the first 10, and I was like, oh, this is great. This will be nice. And now it's almost 70 films later. And for something that's only started 7 weeks ago, and we have no sponsorship, we don't have any money in apart from what we've put in ourselves. There's only 2 of us that started. Now there's a third person, Nadia, who's coming in to help. That's it. There's nothing. And when we saw your film, I was like, oh, this is great. This is perfect. And it's chaos. It's chaos as well, and I love it. It's absolute chaos. And
it was purely just supposed to be a really fun thing, break up the isolation a bit, and we had such great response. And then my housemate Michael stumbled across your festival and went, why not? Let's throw it in there. So it was all unplanned.
Well, the whole thing was unplanned, or just unplanned?
So it was unplanned to be like a part of this, for example. Yeah, we just made it anyway.
Yeah, it's well, we've had a really good response, and over after the 31st, when our submission date closes, which is going to be a little bit sad, really, if we'd stop getting films in, but we have to have a cut-off point at some point, and we're going to release these episodes per week, and I think we've had 22 recordings now, 22 of our filmmakers, which is really nice. So if we get another 20 or so, we're going to kind of possibly release them twice a week. I'm not sure. But yours was, I had to have it. We had to speak to you, or at least a group of you, you know what I mean? So it's really nice to speak to you because you came up with the idea. So what was the kind of roles? Did you master plan the whole thing, or?
So we had a very democratic process to pick the song. That took hours. We all shortlisted songs and then put them in a hat and then played them all, and that took the longest.
Yeah.
We're a very democratic house, so it took some time. But we got there. We decided to go something sort of silly and fun and, with obvious actions to it. And like that scene on the roof is the best. I love it. And it's
a really lovely end shot as well. Obviously, for people that might be watching this, I think your film will have been released and all the others will have been released by the time this comes out. So that end shot is really nice. And I was like, oh, right, wow, it's going so far. It's great. And the whole, spin right round and all that, it just worked. The drone stuff just worked. It wasn't just some oh, look at me, I've got a drone. It really did work. And it showed what I really liked, the geography of the house as well, the garden and everything.
It's a good sell for the house, that's for sure. It makes it look pretty beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It looks like a fun house, definitely.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it has its very fun moments. We're pretty blessed here. So after we picked the song, that took time. And then I guess I kind of, hustled everybody and made a vague plan. We'll have these sort of, I guess, primarily it was what costumes have we got, and then we'll break them up and do some silly scenes. So I filmed all of the on the ground stuff just with my DSLR.
Yeah.
And then that was in a few hours. And then the next day, our buddy with the drone came over and we did those shots in a few hours. And then I just edited it using iMovie,
That's
really
great.
basic.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because that's something I keep forgetting, but every so often I remember. So I ask people: so you used a basic SLR, did you, to film the ground stuff?
Yeah, it's a Canon EOS 500, I think. It's been a while since I'd used it, to be honest. Yeah, but just shoot, go, put it on a tripod. I said, I just thing. So
because that's it really. Because that was one of our little rules in terms of use what you have and all that. And I knew I knew everything would be safe. And to be perfectly honest, I didn't know quite what the isolation rules were in your part of the world. So I know there's bits outside on the little roundabout and all that. And I thought, yeah, I'll accept that. I had to because the rest of it was so special, And so we were very happy about that. One little side note, but it's kind of connected to this, is how have you all kind of coped with what's going on?
Well, I mean, it's pretty different over here. We've had hardly any cases compared to the majority of the world. So we've actually, as of last week, started to loosen up already. Yeah, I mean, obviously we've all been out exercising as often as we can, and, essential services still open as with everywhere, but it's, speaking to friends in the UK and the US, it's nothing like that. So I think we've all been okay. We've got a huge house, as you can see, a lot of sprawl space, and we've certainly spent the first month or so, really intentionally doing creative things together and been cooking more together and really coming together a lot more as a house where we had no time before. So that's been an absolute blessing. And we all weren't working up until a couple of weeks ago. Two of my housemates back to work now. So yeah, it was actually just really, really nice. I mean, there's challenging times, but I just feel like we can't complain. We've got it pretty good. So yeah, for me, I don't stop unless I have to. I'm a very busy person, so I've been pretty grateful. Bit antsy at times, but it's all good.
That's it. It sounds like that's how I'm seeing it in terms of why we made the festival, and that you've got to see the best of things. You've got to see green shoots, because if you're not looking for not necessarily positive ways to focus your creative aspects of your life, but you've got to find positive, what's going to be positive. How can you take yourself past this moment? And when you come together as a house, because I used to share a house with 9 other people in Manchester, and it's chaos. It can be hell, but then it can be absolutely super special when you kind of cook meals, have Christmas together, that kind of thing. So yeah, it must have been quite a special time. And now people have gone to work. It's like kids leaving the house.
Yeah, it's a bit like that. And yeah, you can have a few people over at your house, and 10 people gatherings are back on again.
Oh, okay.
Stuff's just shifted last week. So yeah, it doesn't feel like we ever had that really intense lockdown time that a lot of others did. And yeah, no complaints here. I know that we've all had our hard times, but it's been nice to have each other for that, not living entirely alone. I don't think I'd cope as well with that.
Yeah. So did anyone from the house go far afield to go home to isolate or anything like that? Or was it like, right, we're going to stay in the house?
We all actually stayed. Yeah. So yeah, this is we've all lived here for quite a while. It's a home.
That's really nice.
The family are far away. I contemplated going to family, but I figured I've got everything I need here,
you've got the internet, so communication's not really a problem, is it?
Exactly.
My folks are half an hour away. I'm going to point that way into Wales. I'm like, it needs to be a little bit longer than that journey, but it's okay. It's just far enough. Do you know what I mean? So we've had quite a few. I think we've had four submissions now from Australia, which has been really nice.
Oh, great.
So we've had Australia, Israel, Germany, Spain, Portugal, UK, Canada, US, Colombia. We have one from South America, which has been amazing, and it's been an absolute pleasure to receive everyone's films. And you see, like there's such a wide variety of films. Like yours is great. It's got the Aussie energy, which I love. It's such a positive thing. And then you've got I won't say series from particular countries or anything like that, but you've got a really wide variety. So what time is it now? I spoke to a couple from Israel about 4 hours ago about their film. So it's been a really interesting day so far. And my energy levels are all over the place. So
you're doing well.
Yeah. So when you were really isolated in the house, what kind of thing were you missing?
I'm an extrovert. I was missing my friends mainly. I'm pretty social usually. So a lot of my week is taken up gathering with lots of friends, and just having that physical closeness to friends. So that's kind of hard. Hugging is important to me.
I noticed that in one of the scenes in the film with on the couch.
Oh yeah,
everyone's in our little onesies, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I've got some people to hug here, so that's good. But to be honest, I think I just, after I got through, the emotional side of realizing what was going on, which I think everyone in the whole world went through on a different sort of time frame, just settling in, I just decided, look, it's not going to be forever. What are the positive things I can do to get through it? So it wasn't, it was mainly missing people. But in terms of other things, I felt like I replaced them with sort of more relaxed, wholesome activities at home. It was great. So I'm not complaining.
Yeah, absolutely. So you were saying it only took you a few hours to film the initial day, and then it was like the day after, and that was it? Just a couple of an hour of drone stuff?
Yeah, we did a couple hours, normal camera stuff, and then 2 or 3 hours drone stuff, or not even, maybe 2 hours as well the following day. And then, yeah, I just sat down and stuck it all together. It's very basic software. It's a bit, I just smushed it all in there. It's a technical term.
What other, just out of curiosity, what other songs were options?
Very good question. We thought about, there was like the Bee Gees. We kept going back to like classics. I don't know. I think because we all have very different music taste. So rather than pick something really like nichely someone's taste, we decided to go like back a step to something, a bit more demographically widely accepted. And like, I think there was an Aretha Franklin track in there, and Missy Elliott actually came up. Just like bangers, basically.
I've got a question for you, right? A completely random, non-festival related question. What shows, obviously I call them Australian TV shows, were you watching when you grew up?
Whoa.
Because I've got to say, Australian kids shows and teenage shows are the greatest, because they had a huge impact in, say, late 80s, 90s in the UK. And I just want to see if any kind of correlate.
I was never massive Neighbours or Home and Away.
Oh, no, none of that. It's more like Heartbreak High, you know what I mean?
I loved Heartbreak High. I was going to say, I was obsessed with Heartbreak High. I was very in love with Drazik. And what else? I mean,
he's doing very well for himself now, because I think, didn't he have a major car accident or something, and he had to have surgery, and his face looks different, but he's in giant movies like Captain America 2 and all of that.
He was in some Hollywood flick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good on him. Good on you, Drazik. Good to know.
Love that. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. What else? I don't know if you got Sea Change as like a pretty wholesome.
I'm gonna write that down because I'm intrigued.
Yeah, great. It's got like a younger David Wenham in it, who went a bit Hollywood as well. I don't know if you know him.
Oh, I love him. Yeah, I saw him in, is it Prospect? You got some absolutely amazing filmmakers in Australia. Like Andrew Dominic is a genius.
Yeah.
Like Chopper is a work of art, and his American films are so underrated. They're not done financially well, but they're so good. So it's that's why I was so happy to get Australian submissions. I was like, I can talk about all these crazy things, So what kind of you don't necessarily have to say where, but what kind of jobs do the people in the house do? What do they go out to work at?
Yeah, so Alice works in disability, so she has just started up again. Jessie is an osteo. I work in events, so don't really have a job right now.
Crazy, yeah.
Michael has just finished his PhD, so that's been his life for the last few years.
Yeah.
And Dan is studying, so he's been doing that online.
How's he found that?
All right. Pretty intense at times, I think. Like, he has 2 pretty full days where he just like goes in his room and studies. But I don't know, he's getting through it. I think he's only a week off finishing or something, actually. So.
Oh, nice. It must be such a relief, and it's kind of in some ways, it's kind of a bit shit, isn't it? Because when he finishes, obviously the isolation's changed quite a lot in Australia compared to the rest of the world, compared to large parts of the world, and it's seeking out those roles then, isn't it? That's going to be the tricky thing, because anyone seeking a new job leaving university in the UK, from my experience, it's going to be extremely difficult. Like, my parents are going to be devastated. The travel company they use to go on coach journeys across Europe has just gone into administration, so it's hitting everything really. Because I know a lot of businesses in the city of Chester, because I used to work in the centre, so I used to know a lot of the managers and owners, and I just can't imagine what it's like for them, especially with social distancing. It's like, I don't know if you know this whole 2 meter rule in the UK, and a lot of other countries do it as well.
Yeah,
And
we're doing
I don't know if you've seen those pictures of the restaurants in Holland.
with the little glass cubes.
Like little greenhouses. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you were saying you edited this on iMovie?
I did. Just the free thing that comes with your Mac.
Yeah, I was quite impressed by that. And how much time did you spend on the edit?
That took the longest, I reckon, because it's pretty basic. Like, I could be wrong, but I couldn't figure out a way to, like, again, very correct technical term usage, to like stick the audio track to the
Sync it. Yeah.
sync it. Like,
Yeah.
So I kept having to like drag everything over. It was really annoying. Anyway, it was a bit of a shuffle around, but it probably took 3 or 4 hours maybe. I was pretty slow.
And so have you shot much video before? Is this kind of the first biggish thing you've done?
Yeah, not like I did a bit of it in school, but that was a while ago. This is, apart from the odd thing on my phone, it's about it.
Yeah, I would do it again. You know, I would maybe even another track. I know it was kind of a perfect storm, so to speak, with people stuck at the house and all of that, and can't do anything else. I would look into the future and hopefully see at least 1 or 2 more tracks. I'm going to show you.
I'd love to do it. I mean, the hardest bit was getting everyone together at the same time, so we should do it before,
Yeah.
opens up to. Yeah,
I
agree.
That. I would love that. I'm going to show you that photo now of your housemate.
Great.
Oh my God, it's so true. So this is a character in the biggest soap in the UK. Sorry, I'm just going to show you the web search for Jim McDonald. Oh my God. Right, where is it? Share screen. Screen 1. Share. So look at this photo in the top right.
Oh, damn.
It is him. It is him, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's why it kind of connected with me so well.
Oh, great. I will.
See, this is what he's going to look like in the future.
Amazing.
So I'll email you one of those photos up, an earlier one, So yeah, something I've shown. I'm going to show you at least one of the films from the festival that's kind of. I might show you one of the other Aussie ones actually, but something you might not know unless you've looked at the Instagram updates, because that's where most of our updates about the festival are going on. We've had 2 really talented poster designers from Cornwall in the UK, and an Australian that's stuck in the UK, can't leave because of everything. So she's trying to get home, but she's been stuck in the UK for the last 8 weeks, and she's a student, and they're designing pieces of art for us in terms of the festival, and we're just figuring out how to use them. And they're designing a poster for every single film, including yours.
No way.
So I don't know what the brief was. I said, these are the bits of text that need to go on it. Yep. And everything else is fair game. So they pick at least one thing from each film and incorporate it into your one-off poster, which we're sending out, by the way. So you'll have at least a PDF of that, or a printed version we'll ship out. So we're just trying to work out the logistics for that. And so I don't know what they're going to pick for yours. It's going to be great.
I can't wait to see. There's so many things.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you an example, if I can find it, is of one or two other film posters, and use this is kind of the standard. The standard's very, very high from these 2 students. Tamsin, there we go. So this one I'm going to show you is from a French film. I don't know the title of it because I don't read French.
Me neither. It's fine.
So it's about a dad telling his son a story about a wolf. It's a really well-made film, and you'll get to see that when the festival's over and when the submissions are closed and they all come out. So we're going to kind of put them as a really nice showcase. Like, you know, when you go into a gallery and all the pictures are perfect, they're framed exactly the same in some spaces. We're going to do the same thing with the posters. And then we're going to have a little bit of information about the film, and it's like a gallery of the films. And we're going to do a live stream of all the films as well over 3 different time periods because of Australia, because of Israel, because of Canada and US and all that. So Nadia's going to host the stuff for the US and South America and that. I'm going to do the UK. I'm going to probably end up doing the Australian, Israeli coverage and all of that as well, which is cool. So let me share the screen.
Sounds like you've got a lot of work ahead of you.
It's crazy, yeah. I'm doing more work outside of work than I do at work. So because thankfully, I'm very grateful I've got a job at home as well.
Yeah.
Let me show you this.
Here we go.
So this is for one of the French films.
Beautiful.
So Tamsin did the hand drawing artwork, and then James did the kind of graphic overlays.
Nice.
So, what I didn't know until recently is, see this little symbol here? You know, official selection kind of thing.
Oh, yep.
It's called a laurel. I never knew that. So there's a technical term for that kind of award thing. So you've got that, you know, you're officially selected for the festival, which is really happy about. So yeah, we're designing those for every film, and I've given Tamsin and James, just take as long as you need to. It's almost 70 films now, so it might take some time. I'm going to show you a couple of the films from the festival that I know haven't aired anywhere else. So we're trying to create more of a sense of community, like, you know, like how I reply on the emails. I think it's important that I didn't want to just say, thanks for your film, this is it, you know, this is the news you're going to get. I didn't want to be generic with the replies and that. So submissions. So which one should I show you? I always end up going to this particular animation because it looks like a painting. It's so good. I'm going to show you. Actually, I'm going to show you the first one. I'm going to show you is from Israel, and it's a filmmaking couple, and yeah, it's really, really fun. Let's open that.
I'm ready.
Okay. The standard across the board. We've had animations and everything from 10-year-olds. We've had people that have written scripts that are like 11. Like, it's gone crazy, you know.
Yeah, when else would you get that diversity than in a time like this, right?
Oh no, exactly. That's why Nadia, moved from Boston to North Carolina, and she really wanted to get involved because I've known her for over 10 years now. Because of the diversity here is great, and people I'm speaking to, it's just been so nice, you know, the positive energy and all of that. Okay, so screen 1, audio. Okay.
יאיר!
ממי, מה את עושה פה? אני לא מבין כלום, תורידי את המסכה.
איזה כיף לראות אותך יפה שלי!
גם אותך, אבל את יודעת, את לא יכולה לעלות, אני בבידוד.
העיקר לראות את החתיכות הזאת.
יכולת להתקשר אליי בזום.
זה לא אותו הדבר. וחוץ מזה, אני רציתי להגיד לך משהו חשוב.
נו, מה רצית להגיד?
כל הטירוף הזה, הבדידות, גרמו לי להבין שאני רוצה להיות לידך כל יום, עד אינסוף, כל החיים. איך התגעגעתי עליך, אתה החבר הכי טוב שלי.
גם את החברה הכי טובה שלי.
יאיר? Will you marry me?
וואו, לא דמיינתי את זה ככה, תכננתי להציע לך. אבל כן, פאק איט, בואי נתחתן.
אני אוהבת אותך, אותך.
גם אני אוהב אותך.
יש, אפשר להתחיל לתכנן את החתונה.
כן, אבל בסדר, ממי, לא ככה כשאת עומדת ברחוב. תחזרי הביתה ונדבר על כל הפרטים בזום, טוב?
תמרה?
לא, ממי, זה לא מה שאת חושבת, היא סתם פה, זה לא קשור.
זה בדיוק מה שאת חושבת, כמו שלימדת אותי, סיס, מה ששלך שלי.
לא, ממי, באמת לא, בבקשה. סליחה, תסלחי לי. הייתי בטוח שזאת את. ממי.
Nice.
So, yeah, we've got such a diverse group of filmmakers, including yourself, and it's the variety of the work, like animation. So it's like a real selection, which is great. And I never thought we'd get anywhere near this many films, considering it's just the two of us. We had no like marketing investment or anything like that. We just thought, right, we're going to do all this on social media and see what we get. And
yeah, I feel like for me, I was so stoked to have a project. Like I was starting to get a bit like, oh, what am I going to do with my time? And then I was like, yes, I can put all my effort into this. And I think people are really willing to like be given the opportunity to create something, just so that they're not completely useless or however they're
absolutely,
feeling.
yeah. Like we've had people that have Francesca McQuillan, who's the 10-year-old that did a stop know on her iPad, and she lost all her work in one day. And I know her dad a little bit because he's a super talented photographer, and she was crying her eyes out, and it was terrible. And I said to her, persevere, just do it again, because the app is a sandboxed app, so they don't save to the cloud. Or they've lost everything. And then she did it again, and it was even better. So she was super stoked about it.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay, so it kind of spoiled for choice, really, what I'm going to show you. So if we pick another country and go from there, let's go to... Oh, yeah, this is a good one. This is Josh. He was on the podcast a couple of weeks ago. His episode's not aired yet. It's called Keep Calm and Stay Indoors.
Great.
Okay, screen one. And here we go.
Welcome to the 10 Steps of Quarantine Survival. Step 1. If you or any member of your household displays symptoms of the virus, self-isolate for 14 days. Symptoms include a high temperature and a nasty cough. Step 2. Wash your hands with soap. At least 20 seconds should do the trick. Every time you arrive home and before eating. Step 3. When encountering other humans, stay at least 6 feet apart. That's 3 steps. Step 4. Wash your hands. Step 5. When shopping, don't be an imbecile, and there will be plenty to go around. Step 6. Wash your hands. Step 7. Only leave the house in the event of emergency or to obtain one form of exercise a day, such as walking or cycling, but nothing too dangerous. Step 8. Wash your hands. Step 9. Make the most of this abundance of free time and turn a negative into a positive. Maybe read a book, learn a new skill, or catch up on that television program everyone always raves about. Step 10. Wash your hands. Well, that's it for today. Just remember, keep calm and stay indoors.
So that's a chap from the UK, that one.
That's great. I love the oldie-timey feel. It's amazing.
Yeah, I said to him, it looks like there's a game called Fallout. I said to him, it looks like that, like one of the infomercials from that. And it's such a British video. Because if you look at anything from the 40s or 50s, it looks exactly like that. And I said to him, when we talked about the production of it, I said, where did you get everything? Because it looks so period, it looks perfect. Do you know what I mean? Because when you try and do that, it doesn't quite look right unless you really go to town with it. And his mum works in a museum or something. She has costumes. I'm like, oh, that's
There you
fantastic.
go.
So perfect scenario. And he showed me some behind the scenes photos of his setup for the sink. It's this elaborate thing because he doesn't have the gear where he was isolated. So yeah, we're trying to show a bit of the behind the scenes of people's stuff. So if you've got any photos you may have taken behind the scenes, that'll be great for us to.
I think I might.
If you do have any, like to send us to us, and we'll kind of post them throughout when this episode comes out. So that'd be fun.
Yeah, great. Sounds good.
Plus, if you've got a photo of yourself or a group photo of everyone or just yourself for the podcast, because we normally advertise it a week before it comes out. It's probably going to be a good few weeks before this comes out, but we kind of want to promote yourself and thank you in that way as well. So
Sure.
if you're on Instagram, please follow us as well, because then we can kind of connect with you that way and all that. Yeah. So Nadia, thank you very much for being on.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
No, it's been a good laugh. I'm so glad you like Heartbreak High as well.
Yeah, of course. That was a pivotal show in my childhood. I tell you what.
I know.
Learned so much about love now.
I know, because this is gonna, maybe it's just sounding old, but kids shows and shows like that, I don't. Maybe they still do exist, but it's kind of Netflix now, isn't it? You know, that's kind of taken over completely. And
yeah.
Did you remember, just the one last thing? Did you remember Pugwall's Summer? No, check that out. I think it's called Pugwall's Summer. Yeah, God, it was so much fun, like Round the Twist and all that as well. So
yeah, that's another one, of course.
Well, cheers, Nadia. That's I know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Nadia. You've been a great star, and I'll send you that Jim McDonald photo.
Great. I look forward to it. And you can get to bed now, can you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I need to turn everything off, back this up, and then we're going to sleep for a few hours. Yeah.
Awesome. Good on you.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to meet you. See you now.